Hey, this is Dave with the Shepherd School, and I had a couple comments in one of my earlier survival steel videos where people were asking, would the hose melt? Would the plastic hose melt? And I said no, that it would not, because it isn't a plastic hose, it's a medical grade silicone hose, but talk is cheap, right? I actually wanted to show you. And so we've put it here on the grill, and you see we've got a whole lot of charcoal briquettes. We've got the grill pulled all the way up to the top to get it just as hot as we possibly can. And we actually have some metal in the charcoal too. That's why we want to get it real hot, because we're going to do a blacksmithing video, but that's beside the point. So anyway, what we're going to do is twofold. Number one, I'm showing you that this isn't going to melt, but number two, we're seeing if we just let this completely alone and let it boil all the way out, how much water will we actually get in the carboy down there. I got a little gallon jug carboy, and we filled this completely up with dirty water, and I actually use some fruit juice, because just like with the salt water, I like crystallizing it out. I like that it's kind of like a syrup. I'm enjoying putting that on ice cream. So we're going to see, hopefully I'm not going to boil it down to crud. But one more thing before we let this go out its course is, in an earlier video we also talked about fractional distillation, and how that if you have things in the water, contaminants in the water that distill out at a lower temperature than the water, how you can capture that. Well, Glenn Meter, the guy that actually patented this, that actually invented it, he said that's why in the instructions they tell you not to put the still on the pot until the pot actually boils, because if you wait till it actually gets hot enough to boil, then what will happen is anything that is more volatile than the water, that boils at a lower temperature, that will come off. And then when you put the still on the top with the cold water, right, anything that would have come off before the steam has came off. Anything that comes off after the steam is left in the pot, so the only thing that you get is the pure water. So that's a good idea. One other quick tip: if you're going to do this on a campfire, if you wipe it down with some soap before you put it on the campfire, or the charcoal, the soot will be much easier to wash off. Alright, so it started raining, and you might hear that on my roof, and that's why I pulled everything in. So it didn't cool down until it was completely cold, but it cooled down enough where I could touch everything without any pot holders or anything. So we got about a quarter of a gallon or so of nice, good, clean water, and about 2 hours of just letting it run on the grill. So I'm pretty pleased with it, and it didn't burn up the still at all. And so everything worked out pretty good. So until next time, you catch us online, www.tngun.com.